Like I shouldn't even be on this review.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tastes Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here, and today we are reviewing the new record from Belle Sebastian. It was just announced days before its release. It's the 12th studio album, and it is called Late Developers. I'm a pretty big Belle Sebastian fan, at least up into a certain point in their discography. Haven't been as into some of the more recent stuff, but was always interested to listen to a new one. So I was excited to put this on Friday when it came out. How you guys feeling about it?
Thought it was great. Thought it was a pleasant surprise. 4 stars, great. And the best thing about it, there are some really great songs on it. Like I put 3 songs into I just started like a best songs of 2023 playlist. I think they got 3 contenders. There's some great songs on here.
I, I'm the hater. I'm the Belle and Sebastian hater. I mean, I've listened to so few like in a row, so I have no idea. Like I shouldn't even be on this review because I just don't know. Like I listened to the one from '98. I listened to the one from 2003 with Trevor Horn. I didn't listen to last year's. I probably missed like all the biggest, most critically acclaimed ones. So I have like nothing to like refer back to on this. But I gotta say, the songs on this album are great. I think the songwriting itself, like they're not quite as twee anymore and sort of like annoyingly cutesy, which helps me a lot. So I don't like that style. I think the only thing for me that I don't love, and maybe I just realized this today listening to this album, I don't love their voices that much. And I don't know, maybe that's surprising, but they feel a little thin, a little reedy on this one. So maybe I have to go back and like listen to their in their heyday and see if it was different. But I love the music. Like there's some great like disco-y, like ABBA-esque bangers on this album. Really fun stuff. But there's just like I wish their voices were a little bit stronger to match how good the music is. So this, I don't know, I now I got to go back and like go through the whole discography to see like is this normal for Belle and Sebastian? I don't know. I should have done more research, I guess. But pleasant surprise. I'm like right on the cusp of 4 stars, and I think it's going to get better for me. So I'm going to go 4 stars preliminary here. It could come down at the end of the year, but I think I'm going to like it even more after I give it another listen or two.
Well, that is interesting. So for me, they've been a little lost, I think, since uh, Right About Love was the last one that I really liked. I think since Girls in Peacetime Wanna Dance, which was when they kind of adopted that bigger, fuller, more modern sound, which was even like a little dancey at times. For me, that has never felt quite like what they should be doing. And I think they've had plenty of good songs between then and now. And I think every album in between there has been like, at least somewhat enjoyable. But it's always felt that like they were kind of searching in the dark a little bit for me. Like it feels like they want to get into some like new territory, but their established sound is so distinct that they don't know how to like push past that or like exactly what they should do. They don't really want to get too far away from that, but they don't want to stick too close to it. And it just feels a little lost in between somewhere. And this record, I think, is kind of the same. It kind of oscillates between the two styles where some of it really reminds me of older stuff, and some of it is a little like synthy, a little dancey, a little disco-y. And so to answer Joe's question, I think their voices have always sounded like this. And the problem for me is the opposite of your problem, is that I don't think the bigger, fuller sound works with those voices. I think those voices were perfectly suited to their kind of acoustic, folky, twee thing that they had going on. And now that the arrangements and the sound are getting bigger, the voices are being overwhelmed a little, maybe. There are some tracks here that I like a lot. Will I Tell You a Secret, I think is pretty cool. It's got some harpsichord on it. And When the Cynics Stare Back from the Wall, I think is great. That's my favorite song on the record. And that one dates back to 1994. And I think that kind of shows that I prefer that older style of writing. That one has Tracy Ann Campbell from Camera Obscura singing on it. I think that song is really, really good, like a 5-star song, great melody. And I also like the closing track a lot. It's kind of nice, upbeat groove, nice horns on it. I think that's a cool song. But for every one of those, I think there's another track. I Don't Know What You See in Me is one, which is the lead single. which I think is a decent tune. And I think maybe in the hands of a different type of band, it would work better. But with Stewart's voice, it feels a little weird. And with all the la da bida thing that they're doing all over it is kind of weird and bad. But I don't know. I think in the end, I like more of it than I don't like, but it's still just like coming up short of great for me because there's this little bit of an identity crisis happening for them. So for me, I'm at 3.5 stars on it.
I kind of get what you're saying, but I do think this is their best version of this post Precious Twee kind of sound. I think this is where the songwriting does kind of just unapologetically rule. And it's like, and I kind of see what you're saying too, that it doesn't necessarily do their vocals the best favor. Like it sounds more comfortable in the old style, which you still get a little bit on this album, some of the preciousness, but there's just no denying just how good the songs are put together. And I don't think the vocals get in the way of anything, but it's not making the vocals aren't the star of the show when I think you could say that they were on Tiger Milk and Dear Catastrophe Waitress and all that sort of stuff. Even on like The Life Pursuit. But I do think Stewart's voice has aged really well, and I think it's got a little bit of grit and grime to it. It's not quite as smooth and sweet and buttery as it used to be. It leads off with Juliet naked, has those great delicate little melodies. So like there are these songs that are kind of Belle and Sebastian classics. Then you get more of the disco-y stuff. Then you even get like some kind of like guitar poppy stuff like Give a Little Time. So it's a big rainbow of ideas. The lyrics are so clever, probably the best like version of these style of indie lyrics this side of the shins. I think When We Were Very Young is great and really catchy. I love when he says, I wish I could be content with those football scores. Really nice musically with a lot of different instruments. You know, you get some harpsichord in songs, guitar is prominent at times, horns, keys. Yeah, let me tell you a secret. You get some of that old school playfulness with them. I absolutely love So in the Moment. It's got like that 60s pop with a little bit of trippiness to it. Everything the Monkees wish they could be. Evening Star is just killer. It's absolutely beautiful and has like a 70s uplifting, like R&B quality to it. When You're Not With Me is nice and groovy. That's where you get kind of that newer disco beat style they're doing. The only song that doesn't really do it for me is I Don't Know What You See It in Me. I think they go a little too much 80s cheese and then like danciness. It almost sounds like it's like Phoenix or Fun or something. And it's a little bit too much. But Till You Follow is really nice. It has like an 80s kind of style with like marimba in it. And yeah, When the Cynics Stare Back from the Wall was really good and feels like old school, like it could be a song from their, albums 20 years ago. But I don't think there's really a dull moment on it. And the only, like I said, moment that I don't really care for is when they go a little bit too 80s. But yeah, I think there's just too many really good songs on here. So 4 stars, it's great.
What did you guys give their last album from last year?
I didn't listen to the one last year. It completely went by me. I missed it.
I have that at also a 3.5.
This is a 5-star band for you guys, right?
For a period, I mean, they have 5-star albums, but I don't know if that makes them a 5-star band.
Oh, it does. It does. Yes. That's exactly what I was meaning.
So the Pursuit of Happiness are a 5-star band because they have a 5-star album.
That's like 50% 5 stars. Hell yeah.
So let us know what you think of Belle and Sebastian, and also let us know what you think of this record. If you've heard it, let us know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe. Check out the video description for links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, merch, Patreon, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.